just noticed we have the same wall colors.
Oh, yeah. I think you gave me some inspo.
Did I? Because, like...
Well, I didn't use the same company. I know you got yours from a different place. But
like,
yeah.
we have, like, a beach vibe. And,
yeah.
Not a lot of people have courage to have, like, a light blue wall. I remember when I put it up, I think the neighbors thought I was, like, a crazy person. But, like...
You're just light blue? Mine's, like, green.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like a blue turquoise, but light. But that's how yours are. And I'm like, wow, I never put two and two together.
Oh, mine's like a minty green.
Okay, yours is a minty green. Whatever.
Okay,
I don't know. I'm just saying it looks similar now that we're on the same,
I mean, I definitely have the beach vibe. You can't see it because of this blinding light behind my head as if the angels are calling. But this picture right here is the ocean.
I love it.
I swear. And over there's some whales.
I believe it.
Because we love Free Willy.
I don't know. I have been thinking, because I paint, right? And so I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if I used like wall colors? Like instead of buying like paint at the art store, like what if I used like for the wall, like wall paint?
You have a lot of paint then, right?
Yeah. And I'm like,
it's like big sizes.
I'm like, it would kind of like match the vibe because it would be all like color organized. And then that's all I thought about it.
Well, lest we forget when you painted clouds all throughout your room, and then to the point where my best friend at the time, her dad, I hope, paid you money to then paint clouds all over her bedroom. Do you remember that?
I do, and honestly, I kind of, I think this is like
Did you get money?
What you do for if you're any type of artist.
I just pro bono.
Well, no, I just remember thinking like, oh my god, I can't. This is so bad. Like I just I don't know. You know where you like look back on your stuff and you're like, oh, so horrible. Somebody let me do that to their room.
I mean,
I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But you know what I mean? You look back and you're like, oh, so embarrassing. But yes, I did paint clouds. Was that...
You
that
did.
Was Jade? Who was that?
Yeah.
Wow, what a throwback.
Jade, who actually...
lives in the clouds. No, I'm kidding, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, but around the time that I was like deaf obsessed with this movie, we were like BFFFF. And I feel like her and I watched this movie a lot. So that's like such
Whoa,
funny...
that came out of your
like
memory.
Very cosmic.
That subconscious came out.
It's in there. Hey, Jade.
What's up, girl? Are you listening? Give us a review.
See Jade every now and then, out and about.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Sisters. Sisters who've seen it.
Hello.
Hello.
Is that Sean Connery, Bridget?
Yes, can you do it?
Hello.
I can't do it.
He's got the Scottish.
I think this is the time for a podcast. I can't do it. I can't.
You know how
it's
like
really
certain
hard.
words you can't hear accents? Because just a quick story. Welcome back, listeners, but I gotta run with this ADHD thought right now. This season of The White Lotus, Jason Isaacs, who we have in this movie, by the way. So don't get it twisted. But his character is supposed to be like a guy with a southern accent. And I swear to God, I forget he has an accent. But I don't think it's because of him. I think it's because there's so many words that you don't notice an accent. And there's a lot of words he's saying.
And the word
hello.
Did you
the word hello?
edible?
If you say hello in Scottish, I don't think you notice there's Scottish.
I did not realize he was in this movie, but
you weren't with me on that? Okay.
I kind of know what you're saying, but I just need to be a little bit high to follow.
All right, I wish I was high because now I'm embarrassed. But okay, I'm going to introduce ourselves so we stay on track. Our best we can, or the best I can. We'll see.
Who can?
All right. So, listeners, we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And I am the last one. Is that Scottish?
That was pretty good.
Okay, so one is a word you can hear it on. One. Yeah, I got the little thing.
It's like a Spanish, like, but a Scottish, like, can someone who's Scottish send us a voice note to help?
Please. Thank you. Bridge, what's the movie
from
this
1996, starring Sean Connery, Dennis Quaid?
Yeah.
DragonHeart.
And this was, if you listen to, what did you listen to? Oh, Coyote Ugly. Yeah, if you listen to our last episode of Coyote Ugly, when this was recommended, I did say this was my, like, all-time favorite movie, probably from the ages of, like, 10 to 11. And then I think that's when Lord of the Rings Fellowship came out. And then I kind of converted to that, you know?
Can I tell you? I know why it's your favorite movie.
Because it's...
No.
It's just...
No.
Great.
I'm gonna blow your mindsies. Are you ready?
Oh, my God, why? Yeah.
So, your number one movie is Jurassic Park, right?
It is.
Did you know that this film was filmed in the same year as Jurassic Park? And all the special effects people went from Jurassic Park to this movie. And the dragon was based off of the T-Rex from Jurassic Park because it was like the first time CGI was being used, but it took like forever for it to go to production. So this came out in 1996. Jurassic Park came out in 1993. But it was made, it was all the same Jurassic Park people.
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, connection.
And they used Jim Henson's crew.
Yeah.
That where they first were going to do like a crazy puppet, and you know the scene where his like mouth is open? Then they were like, this shit is hard to do. Let's get that CGI stuff. And then they brought in like the super team. And at the time, in 1996, this is like the most unbelievable CGI anyone's ever seen because it was the Jurassic Park people.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
And I mean, I love that. I didn't know that. Well, I think, okay, so I like that. I like dragons.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I like dragons.
Actually, that is going on my resume. And also, this came back to me so fucking quick once the movie started. I really like the score, like the musical score of this movie. It's got like a really beautiful music to it.
Is there anyone famous who did it?
You know, I didn't look it up. I do want to look it up though, because once they played that song in the beginning, I was like, oh my God, I remember!
Oh, Randy Edelman.
Song. Oh.
What else has he done? Hold on. No, his name seems familiar.
Okay. Click him. What's he say?
Boop, boop, boop. The Mummy.
We love The Mummy.
Whoa, he's done a lot of films.
Is he the composer?
Yeah, composed by.
Oh, wow. Oh, here he is. Okay. Oh, he's got glasses. Last of the Mohicans. Oh, my God.
All right, yeah.
Anaconda.
Yeah.
Oh
there we go. I was going to say.
Triple X.
He seems
not oh, my God, but wow.
like a name I remember. What?
He's from Patterson, New Jersey. I swear to God, something's going on tonight. Something's happening.
Check
is it a full moon?
The stars if the dragon stars are out. Okay, so full disclosure. I did watch this in preparation last night.
I thought you were going to say sleeping.
Hold on,
wait,
hold on. I'm always honest with our listeners. And I watched it last night, so I was like, I gotta prep, and then I have a crazy day today. And then I was like, I just have to watch a little bit more before I talk to Katie. I know there's only like 10 minutes left or something. I fell asleep. Yeah, Katie, I had like a fucking 50 minutes left. And when I woke up, I was like, this movie kind of sucks. And because I only got to the part where it was like, Einon is a dick, and then gets the heart, and then, like, ruins everything, and then Dennis Quaid becomes a dragon slayer. I'm like, this movie sucks. And I missed,
That's like the first 10 minutes,
I know. And so then I was like, oh my God, I missed, like, the whole movie. And then when I watched the whole movie, I was like, this is a great movie.
Oh my God. Okay, because agreed.
No, great movie, but just really, really funny because I was like, wow, that really got to watch the whole thing, you know?
It's kind of like how you should watch movies. Yeah, it's kind of like how the movie's intended to be viewed.
I think it's me.
Well, good. Guess what? You get to do the synopsis, nice and high as well.
All
so
right,
you
let me read the one sentence. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay. In this lighthearted fantasy adventure, the last dragon-killing knight teams up with the last dragon to make a living until they encounter a village in need of saving from an evil tyrant. There was a really big dash there. That's hard to read. Reading's hard.
Oh.
Here's the thing. Dennis Quaid stars in it.
Wow.
As Bowen, who is a old knight of the code, whatever the fuck they talked about.
Old. He's like 30, and they're like, "Wow, old and man." And I'm like, "Hey."
I know. I did read this was meant to be in the Dark Ages, okay? And they live in, like, wherever you would imagine that is, which is, like, middle of nowhere, pretty, whatever. And he is, you know, the, like, head warrior, fighter, trainer dude for the king's son, who is Einon. Is that how they said it? Einon?
I think it's Einon.
Einon. Okay.
Like Heine.
Einon.
But Einon. Yeah.
So he's training Einon, and then all of a frickin' sudden, okay, they, like, the king. So Einon's dad is a dick. Okay. And that king is, like, pillaging everybody for, like, no reason, is insane. And Einon's like, let me get in there. And Dennis Quaid's like, yo, chill the fuck out, you're little, bro. And he's like, no, let me get in there. And then some chaos happens, and he gets in there, and then he gets, like, stabbed because he's, like, an idiot and falls into a pole. And then all of a sudden his mom's like, oh shit, I gotta pull my card. Now she comes from the Celtics, okay? And the Celtics liked dragons, but the Saxons didn't like dragons.
The Boston Celtics.
That's right. The Boston Celtics like dragons.
Yep.
So she was like, hold up, son. I'm going to pull my card. We're going to go to this dragon, and he's going to figure out what's going to happen. Everyone's like, what's going to happen? The dragon gives him half a heart. Hence, DragonHeart. Which, by the way, is Braveheart, but a dragon, and it's the same movie. Okay? Right? Same movie. Same movie. Same movie.
Okay. I guess I'll agree. I don't know about all the parts, but
in certain parts, the dragon has, like, blue face paint on, just like Mel Gibson. No.
He's wearing a kilt.
So then, gives half a heart, and then all of a sudden, the, like, kid's like, cool, I'm basically, like, living forever immortal. And everyone's like, oh my god, you saved the kid, way to go. Now Bowen, Dennis Quaid's like, this kid was the most amazing kid that I taught in the Night of the Code. And
Bowen.
Now he has this heart, and he's going to go off and be amazing. But instead, he turns into a crazy dick because his dad died. And he now becomes the king at, like, they have to have age limits, but back then they really didn't. So he's like a king at what? 14?
Like 17 or something.
17.
Okay, maybe younger.
Then he's a total dick. And then Dennis Quaid's like, it's the dragon heart. That's the fault. So now I'll spend the most of my life hunting dragons. I fell asleep at this part and said, this movie sucks balls. Okay?
And that's where Bridget goes, the movie's boring. Are you kidding me?
Then I wake up and I was like, JK, this movie rocks. So then he goes after dragons and he's slaying them and being crazy until he meets Sean fucking Connery as a dragon.
I mean,
these
what can you say?
Jurassic Park special effects. I read that they took thousands of pictures of Sean Connery's actual facial expressions to match it up with the dragon's facial expressions. So the dragon, like, is supposed to look like Sean Connery. Okay. I'm sorry, but that is your dream, Katie, is if your facial expressions were on, like, a fucking raptor. Are you kidding?
That does sound really cool.
So then Sean Connery's like, okay, I'm the last dragon. Bowen's like, I gotta knock out all these dragons because they ruined this kid that I thought was great. And finally, the dragon's like, listen, I'm Sean Connery. I'm not going to die in this film. I'm too expensive, and so we need to work it out, okay? Like, you're going to try to kill me. I can kill you. This is so stupid. Let's just, like, fucking do our thing. He's like, well, you know, Dennis Quaid's like, well, I want to make some money from killing you. And he's like, well, let's do, like, a little Ponzi scheme, and we'll go to all these villages.
They really do.
Let's go to all these villages.
They really fucking do.
Let's go to all these villages. You can kill me, air quotes. I'll pretend to die, and I'll just swim away in a lake. And then, like, you get your money, we do our thing, everyone parties. Which is cool, except then it starts to get, like, a little dicey, because, like, there's a girl, and I don't even, her name is Kara. Kara, sorry, I can't pronounce anything. And then Kara, and then, like, she wants to avenge her dad's death of the king, and then, like, he gets her, and then she somehow gets involved, and then that whole, like, how she got involved, I was like, all right, I guess we just need some sort of, like, woman involved. But
we need ladies.
We needed a lady, and we needed, like, a motivation to kill the king. I mean, everyone wants to kill the king, but she, like, her dad was literally cold-blooded murder by him, and she was like, I want to kill this mofo. And in the mix of all that, you know, Dennis Quaid and Sean Connery are, like, becoming besties, and Sean Connery's like, why do you hate dragons? And Dennis Quaid's like, well, this one dragon fucked up this kid. And then Sean Connery's like, who? Which dragon?
Who do
I don't
be?
know which dragon. And then eventually he's like, yo, JK, it was me. It was me. It was me. And then Dennis Quaid meets Einon, and Einon's a dick, and is like, I never was kind. You're an idiot. You thought it'd be different. And then Dennis Quaid's like, I spent my entire life hunting dragons to avenge this little boy, and it was all lie. Let's fucking murder him. Okay,
yeah,
that's a movie. And then
that's right.
They go murder him, and it's chaos ensues. Okay, and I know, like, then the dragon has to die, and there's a lot more intricacies, but we'll talk about it.
Oh my god! Did you get emotional?
So
Bridge?
I'm sorry.
When you were awake,
if
were you
I'm gonna like be murdered as a dragon, and I turn into dust and end up in the stars, a part of me loved it. I was like, he's probably so tired of, like, being the smartest guy in the room and being this dragon. He's supposed to go hang out with his friends like Mufasa.
I was going to say, it did give Lion King vibes, and I was like, is something going on with me in this? And what's happening with that?
Lion King, wasn't Lion King also 1993?
And the stars?
Lion King also 1993?
Lion King was 94.
94, okay.
Yeah. But, like, it's emotional. And okay, let's also get it out of the way now. I know I've referenced this in some of our episodes, particularly Beauty and the Beast, but yes, listeners, I am currently going through a fantasy romance book reading phase. God help us. And I'm sorry, I felt like there were a lot of moments where in this movie, some of the, like, what were meant to be friendshipy, I was a little like, yeah, but, like, you guys want to, like, make out? I don't know. Like,
you're talking about Dennis Quaid and the Dragon, Sean Connery?
Well, a little bit.
Honestly,
I was kind of like, I mean, you guys are like,
they were vibing.
I don't know, Dennis Quaid, like, once Dennis Quaid, like, agreed to work with him, then he was like, I'm Draco's #1 fan. That's the dragon's name, by the way. It becomes Draco and whatever. And I was like, I don't know, Dennis. I mean, are you lonely? You know,
he really was
trying to cuddle up. What's happening?
Here's the thing. I was thinking about Val Kilmer the whole time when looking at Dennis Quaid, because you know I love a man with long hair. I just
long hair.
Love it. But I'm with you. It would have been really cool to have just a totally separate movie of, like, him and Sean Connery just, like, doing crazy dragon shit. Like, I would watch that.
Yeah. So, and I think also this movie, watching it now, it also, I think, makes sense why it was my favorite movie when I was 10, because it kind of does have, like, silly kid humor thrown in a lot of parts. Like, there was literally one scene where I was like, oh, this is, like, America's Funniest Home Videos. And as a 10-year-old, I'd be like, that's amazing. And then, like, now I'm like, okay, you guys are silly. But, all right, well, listen, we're going to kick things off. We're going to kick things off with beautiful music. Men in skirts. Oof. It's the medieval times.
Dark Ages.
You know, the Dark Age, whatever.
I've Googled a lot of this. There's a very
important
distinction. It was the Dark Ages, but okay.
Okay. And, we meet Dennis Quaid, who is Bowen, and he is training with Einon. And, yeah, Einon's supposed to be, like, a teen, I guess. And basically, Dennis Quaid's teaching style is to just keep embarrassing Einon. And I'm kind of like, well, he sucks, so I don't hate it, you know? He's like, you're so bad at fighting.
But you didn't know he was evil. You didn't know, like, the kid was evil. You were just like, well, he's just a kid. Yo, fun fact, that little boy, which
was really evil.
No. A cool story. When he did this movie, he was like, this was, like, first acting gig, big breakthrough, like, not a lot of money. He ended up winning the lottery. Like, the little boy in real life.
Damn!
And it was, like, something like $6 million. So, like, I'll tell you, what a couple years there, huh? You know?
Damn.
I thought that was strange and random, but there you go.
Oh, that's so random. Well, yes. So this And, you know, this is one of those fantasy movies where it's like, we're in a world, but it's not like world building. It's kind of like, there's one king, he's over there, and peasants are over there, and that's fucking it, and don't ask other questions. Like, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, and you're like, oh, we're gonna go to, like, you know, all these different kingdoms.
Mordor.
No.
Okay.
No, yeah, we don't have Mordor, we don't have Hobbiton, we got none of that shit, okay? We just have a king and some poor people, and that's all you're gonna get. So
that's kind of it, yeah.
They're literally like, oh, those peasants are rebelling again, and then you're like, oh, I guess we gotta travel and go find them, and then no, they're like, they're down the street, they're just over there rebelling, and the king was like, bring my son to watch, and then Bowen's like, ugh, whatever, let's just go on the hilltop. But yeah, Einon's like, I gotta go help my dad. And he fucking runs in there like a bitch.
Because his dad was getting literally murdered by like 40 people. And then
he got like stomped on.
He was,
I mean,
that was riot. And and then the son, you know, Einon was like, no, da-da! And then runs in. Which at first I thought, okay, cool. And I really wasn't expecting him to like die right away. I was like, oh shit, he's like about to die. Like, fuck.
Well, and when he goes and like his dad's like dead or dying, and then instead of him being like, Dad, let me help you, he's like, give me the fucking crown. And I'm like, ooh, not good. And then as you mentioned, he does get shanked by like a wall, like a bitch. And then he's like, oh no, what do I do? And then Bowen is like, gotta bring you to your mom. Good thing she's 10 minutes away. Horseback riding. So we'll get there.
We have to talk about his mom.
Okay.
His mom was like, hey, I knew my son sucked, but I thought your good DragonHeart would be like 2 birds, 1 stone. Keep my son alive because no one wants their son dead, but also maybe you can make him better. And then Dragon's like, listen, I knew your son sucked, and I also thought my heart would make him better. And then they spent their whole lives being like, that was like the worst decision. We should have just let this kid die.
Are they enablers?
Yes!
By definition? Would you
say they need help in being upstanders?
Yes. And we do get some upstanders later in the movie, thank God. I just thought it was so funny with the mom, because her introduction, she's like sitting alone, and the one guard comes in and he's like, the king's dead, your husband. And she's just like, sucks. She's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm trying to read by candlelight. And then they're like, oh no.
She couldn't
and your son got stabbed. And she's like, ugh, gotta deal with this shit now.
She's like, I'm so sick of being related to evil men.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm like, women always gotta be fixing the shit. Am I right?
Well, she kind of like ruined it a little bit, because then he became immortal.
Yeah. But like, she trusted the dragons.
I mean, they had good intentions. What are you gonna do?
There was good intentions, and they made him swear the Knight's Code, because that's also part of this movie. It's this idea that there's the old Knight's Code, something, where you're just saying all these good things you're gonna do, and you're gonna help people. And they're like, come on, Einon, swear to it. And then he like definitely crosses his fingers and is like, I swear. And they're like, perfect.
Yo, that would be the scary movie of just like really just, big like, crossing fingers.
Just totally obvious, yeah.
Well, but you still like saw weird. Like, I still didn't realize he was going to be, like, that evil. I was like, okay, he's going to be, like, power hungry, but still, like, I don't know, somewhat decent. No, man, he was the worst.
He's evil. He, like, enslaves the peasant people right away. And then he burns the guy's eyeballs.
Why?
It was the girl's dad.
What a sass.
He's a bitch. I don't know. And that's where Bowen is like, whoa! Like, listen, beating up people at the rebellion, I'm not saying I agreed with it, but I didn't do anything to stop it. But this shit is out of control, okay?
He's like, I was training you to fight them, but nothing enough.
Exactly, right? And then that's where Bowen's like, I vow to kill all dragons. I blame you, dragon. The dragon's like, I'm gone, bitch. Bye. Gotta go. And yeah, then we get into it. I do like also how the movie, you don't see the dragon fully for like the beginning part.
You don't need to.
You hear Sean Connery's voice in the cave, but you can't like really see what's happening.
Well, I read about why that's the case.
Is it because of the effects? I just assumed there was issues with the effects.
It's technically only seen for 23 minutes of the movie, which, if y'all are like me, don't fall asleep in the beginning. Just get to the middle end. And also, Sean Connery is such an epic voice that they were like...
Oh, it's so good.
They were like, you're absolutely right. The effects were very hard and expensive and, like, crazy, and so they just couldn't do that all movie, and Sean Connery is the best voice ever. I'm like, it's a win-win, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
It is. And basically now we're in the next part of the movie, which is probably the funnest part, is Bowen is like a dragon hunter, and he's doing it, yes, out of vengeance, I guess, but also he's like, and I'll get a little money up in here. And he kills a dragon off screen. We don't see it. And then he goes to Jason Isaacs. I want to know how old Jason Isaacs was in this movie, because I wasn't feeling it. Wasn't feeling looking at his face. But when I look at his face in the White Lotus Bridge, I'm like, all right.
I mean...
Or are you like, oh no?
Well, I didn't even connect the two. So now I'm Googling like what he looks like in DragonHeart.
He was the guy with the black hair. Yes. Isn't that crazy?
Can we
He's
put
like
a
so much younger.
side by side of him?
I mean,
then
I'm
and him in the
scared.
White Lotus?
It's crazy town.
Holy shnikes, this is two different people.
Yeah, like he's got to be like a fucking baby.
You know what though? He's got those really like glassy eyes. So the
the
whole
eyes.
dark look like pops them, but he's so like, he has more like lighter features in White Lotus. I didn't notice. Wow.
Yeah, and he's just like, I work for the king and you're not getting any money, blah, blah, blah. And the Bowen's like, fuck off, bitch. I gotta go. And then he immediately killed the dragon, and then he's like, off to the next one. And and then this is where we meet the character Brother Gilbert.
Okay.
Who is a priest, a poet, a scholar, a historian, and I feel like his LinkedIn would be out of control if he had one.
Postlethwaite.
Postlethwaite? Yeah.
Everyone knows this dude. Go Google it.
Yes.
And
y'all seen James and the Giant Peach? He's the weird guy that gives James the weird stuff that makes the peach grow. That's him.
Okay, he's also in The Lost World. He's also in The Town.
Yeah.
He's also in, Clash of the Titans. He's in Alien 3. He's in, just, like, Google him. You guys would be like, oh, yeah. I liked his kind of, comic, like, Dennis Quaid was very, like, manly and brute and, like, I'm gonna kill people in the Night of the Old Code. And so you kind of needed a little bit more like, wow, look at this handsome man doing his thing, slaying dragons. Like, it kind of, made Dennis Quaid not take himself so serious, because it was getting a little old, and I really liked it. I liked the, like, break. I liked that he also became, like, really good at shooting arrows later. I thought that was so freaking funny. Then
he had, like, little quips every time he, like, murdered someone.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, this is great. It's for the kids.
Well, I mean, I loved it.
He's for the kids.
This guy, he's great. He's a great character actor.
And he basically is like following him around, and then they pretty quickly actually meet who we will later name Draco, who is Sean Connery. And this is the part where it becomes America's Funniest Home Videos, where he gets the rope wrapped around the dragon's leg as it's flying away, and then he's like trying to reel it in with his horse, but the saddle falls off, so now he's riding a saddle like a sled through the forest, and there's just dragon jokes like, watch out for that tree. And I was like, this is what 10-year-old Katie likes,
and the whole time he's like,
it's so funny.
Yeah.
But then they get like kind of face to face, and there's a lot of back and forth of like, you're a bitch, and Draco does say, he's like, I'm the last dragon, and Rowan's like, good bitch, I'm gonna kill ya. And then they get in a little bit of an impasse, because Bowen gets in his mouth and holds his sword up, but if he stabbed him, he'd be chomped on. I think Bowen had the upper hand there, honestly, but
this is because they paid Jim Henson's crew to originally do the dragon, and they did the mouth, and they were like, guys, this is taking too long, but they had a mouth, so I think that's why they did that scene.
Yeah,
so
they're just like,
long. They're like, we got to use this mouth. I mean, it's so good. yeah, because then he like gets food out of his teeth, and then he like hacks a loogie.
He's like,
on him.
thank you.
Again, this is your 10-year-old humor. That I think I just was like, okay, moving on. That's pretty great though. But it's like Sean Connery. Okay, do you know the in later years, like the SNL skit of Sean Connery and Celebrity Jeopardy?
Where it's like, I'll take the rapist. And I'm like, that's therapist. Oh, yeah.
And he's like, titties for 200. Titles, Mr. Connery. That's titles.
Titles.
He just has this, like, forever can just do any stupid, ridiculous thing. And everyone's like, we're on your side, Sean Connery. Like, whatever you're going to do. I'm like, are you going to hockey loogie? I'm on your side. Let's go. I don't know. It didn't faze me. I'm like, wow, the power of Sean Connery, you know?
I mean, it is great. And he is the one that's like, listen here, bud. We can help each other out. He's like, I'm not trying to be murdered. You're trying to get moolah. Let's do a little heist. Let's do an Ocean's 11 Dark Ages dragon heist. And we'll just go to different towns and I'll pretend to attack and you'll pretend to kill me. And then we'll not pretend to be alive and get money. And I'm like, this is the best. And then they do that. And it's so fun.
It's really fun because you're kind of thinking to yourself,
really fun.
What a great fucking idea. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Who would ever believe? And then there's even the scene where they make fun of Kara with this, where who would ever believe that the dragon and the dragon slayer would ever be in on it? Like, at this time period, because the dragon is so big and intimidating, you would never think he's this sophisticated, intelligent creature, and that's what makes it so fun and cool.
Well, it was good, too, because then it gave them a lot of time to do a lot of, like, bonding and or falling in love, depending on your fan fiction.
I love that every movie you're like, they're gay.
I'm like, are you guys gonna make out? Like, when's
you're like,
the make
Coyote
out,
Ugly? Lil, you're gay.
Lil, what are you trying to tell us?
Well, and you also made me look at another movie as like, oh, Superbad. You made me look back at Superbad like, oh my God, that's gay. Like you made me look back at so many movies like, oh yeah, I love it.
Sometimes.
But everybody was so everyone still is homophobic, but they were really homophobic in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, and I think we should also just real quick go through the character Kara, because her whole thing was she was the one, she fell out of a building when the original rebellion was happening. She had a bucket on her head. I don't fucking know. She hit Einon. That's why he got stabbed. He saw her and she just looked at him sadly. And then her dad was the dad that Einon then, like, blinded. And that sucks. So now it's, like, later years. It's, like, 12 years later. He's, like, the king, and he sucks, and he's an adult. She's an adult. And her dad's still enslaved and blind. And he's, what? And she's like, here, Dad, have some water. And then Einon shows up, and Einon's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And she's like, just let him go. He's blind and old. And, like, come on. And then he kills her dad.
Out of nowhere. I thought...
And I was like,
what?
damn,
Yeah.
Dark Ages.
Yo, but
I mean, that was
Shogun.
harsh.
Remember when we talked about Shogun? It gave me
love
Shogun
Shogun
vibes. Like, wait, we're just like
Yeah.
up and murdering people. Like, it kind of elevated the film. I was like, I thought we were like giggling through the woods. Like, say
I thought
what?
it was funniest home videos.
Like,
And no,
what?
there's death
Somebody's
and torture.
getting murdered. Oh no.
Yeah. And, like, she then is like, well, now I'm gonna fucking, like, assassinate him. And, I mean, I kind of say for a lady, for a lady that doesn't, like, know what's happening, she busts in this castle and just jumps through a window and almost gets him. But then it gets gross because he's like, I remember you, hottie patati. He's like, let's get married and let's make out. And she's like, no.
Which, the best scene ever is the mother that's like, listen.
The mom's like, oh
I'm
God,
so
let's get
sorry
out of
my
here.
son sucks. I'm gonna help you escape my son.
Yeah.
Women,
Yes.
if you're listening.
Women helping
and
women.
you have a shitty son, you better help the woman that somehow is enslaved and has forced to marry him in an evil
because
kingdom.
it's happening somewhere.
We have
right?
to protect ourselves.
Yeah, that sucks. So then now she basically, when she escapes there, she's trying to rally up all these townspeople, peasants. And she's like, come on, guys, let's beat Einon. And they're all like, fuck off, crazy lady.
Yeah.
And then that's when Dennis Quaid goes to the same town. And she's like, come on, let's fight. And he's like, fuck that, we ain't doing that. And then something happens where basically like, they were like, we don't have money to pay you. And he's like, well, you could sacrifice a maiden. Is that what you want? And they all look at her and they're like, yeah, let's sacrifice that lady that just appeared.
She's having a shit day. You know what I mean?
She really did. But like, it was really funny. Cause then Draco's like, what's with the lady? And he's like, it's a sacrifice. And he's like, just eat her. And he's like, no, I don't want to. And he's like, you gotta do something. I was like, oh my God. This is so funny.
Well, and then they become besties, and then all of a sudden they're just like hanging at a waterfall, like it's Goofy movie, just chit chatting.
Oh, Goofy movie! My God,
you know?
Yeah. I mean, it did feel like, I don't know if realistic's a great word, because it is kind of funny how all the towns are like 2 feet away from each other.
Yeah,
but like,
really
it was funny how they got the characters connected, like with her.
Yeah.
And then she's kind of like, well, now I'm Draco's friend, so you're not getting rid of me, bitch. I'm here too. And he's like, oh, jeez. But Einon and him get in a little tussle. They fight against the waterfall. And Bowen's like, I'm sad. And Einon's like, I'm gonna kill you. And then he almost does. But then Draco's like, bitch, that's my man.
Yo, Draco's
back it up.
Little move where he takes his scale.
Oh, the little scale flip?
And he flips up his scale to show his little heart scar. I was like,
intimate.
What a sexy dragon!
Rouge. There's a part in this movie, I hate that I'm about to say this so fucking much. I'm so sorry. There's a part in this movie where he like sees a flock of sheep and he says hello, but he says it like kind of sexy. And I was like, why don't do that? Sean Connery, stop it. You're crazy.
I'm really thinking about a great shirt with like a little pocket near your heart that you could flip, and it's like a dragon.
A dragon scale. When I was trying to find this movie to watch, by the way, every other fucking dragon related thing came up. It was like, oh, you want to watch Dragon Tales, Katie? No problem. And I was like, no, not Dragon Tales, DragonHeart. And they're like, oh, we forgot about that one.
Fine. This is a good one though. I'm glad we did this. And so now Bowen's like, oh shit, Einon does suck.
Yes.
And then Sean Connery's like, yes. Uh-huh.
Yes.
What about dragons? Do you still hate them?
And,
do you still?
Yeah.
What about that dragon? That dragon's me!
Yes.
It was me!
Oh my God.
Which is pretty adorable, because then Dennis Quaid's like, man, I got bamboozled. And then this is where maybe they do fall in love at this point.
Well, is that when they get to the Avalon? Which, oh yeah, guys, Avalon, like King Arthur's Avalon is in this movie. It's super casual. Don't ask questions. It's all normal. Yeah, and Brother Gilbert's there too. He like comes about at one point because they try to do their dragon scheme one more time, and then Carr is like, they're making it up, and then Brother Gilbert's like, no, they're not. I saw them. I'm his biggest fan. And you're like, Brother,
by the way,
Gilbert.
That literally was like, leave Brittany alone. Like he comes screaming. It's like Dennis Quaid is gorgeous and his blonde sandy locks.
I love it. And that's where Draco's like, okay, let's get out of here and fly to Avalon. And you know, Cara and Brother Gilbert, they're like, listen, we're all about the upstanding. We're gonna upstand. We're gonna go rally the people. We don't know what we're doing. They don't know what they're doing. We're gonna go. And then Draco's like, samesies. Off I go. And then Bowen's like, wah, I'm sad. And Draco's like, you made a promise to be an old knight something. And you know now that I gave my heart.
It's coded. We are loved.
Well, and then there is the ghost of King Arthur, I guess,
was so confused.
Motivation speeching.
It was like, I was like, this is King Arthur, but then the dragon comes. And I was like, was it Sean Connery pretending to be King Arthur? I was like,
oh, was he doing like a ventriloquist act to be King Arthur?
I was confused, but he got inspired, so okay.
I did. I got a little emotional. there?
I mean,
I'm like, the rain, the intimacy where you thought your love left you and you were alone in the rain, and then he came back and put his wing over you. I just like,
when he put his wing over him like an umbrella, that was pretty intimate.
I mean, they love each other. Oh, and also I guess something important we learn is Draco's like, listen, I'm a little scared of dying because like, what about my soul? Because now that's something we got to worry about. And dragon souls, there's dragon heaven up there in the stars. And your souls go there if you do good things, but if you don't do good things, you don't get there.
Is that
and
why?
I was like,
I don't want to like
dragon
ruin
religion.
this movie for you, but is that why he couldn't kill himself? Because I thought like if the king's so bad,
maybe,
and like you guys share a heart, but like he won't die, so you have to die, and so he has to get people to kill you. Why couldn't you just like finish the job?
Yeah.
Do you think because of that?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
All right, sure.
I did mention, I think I did tell you this, that constellation that they reference in the movie, I did put it on my bedroom ceiling with the light up stars.
Katie, you're just,
when I was 10.
Just so cool.
It's right above my bed.
You were so cool at 10.
I know.
You continue to be, but wow.
Well, thanks, guys. Anyway, so now we're in the third act where we're rallying the peasants. It's like, listen, y'all.
This is Braveheart.
Get it together.
Okay, now it's Braveheart.
This is definitely the Braveheart part. And also, Dennis Quaid's like, guys, we got a dragon. Like, we Gucci. And they're like,
thinking that. I'm like,
we are.
Really good
Gucci.
advantage. That's a plane-sized dragon.
Yeah,
like,
man.
You might
we
win.
saw Game of Thrones. We know what happens when you got them on your side. Like, you're gonna be okay, probably.
Yeah.
And Bowen then is like training everyone in this little town. This was so fucking funny to me because it's like this entire little town is training, and again, the proximity is like the castle's like right there.
Know, it's like 10 feet away.
all the guys from the castle just like ride up, and then they're like, "Oh no, look over there! They're all training to murder us."
By the way,
and I was like, "This is like
the sound effects were so funny. It was like, yeah, pew, pew, pew. I was like, all right, we got it.
Yeah, just it can't really be a sneak attack, I guess is our point. But they do a lot of booby traps in the forest. And they're like, you know what? If you can't bring the fight to them, bring the fight not to us, but to the forest with booby traps.
Okay.
Yeah, and they do that. And Draco also attacks their castle. And Einon's mom is like, don't worry, I got all these dragon slayers. And Einon still doesn't realize that like he's connected to Draco. So he's like, cool, let's kill the dragon. And but then he does, like, when they get the fight started, he gets hit with an arrow and then the dragon falls because they can feel each other's like pain. And then that's when Einon's like, oh, I get it.
Yo, how much would that suck? If, like, any time this evil king has some crap to him, because everyone wants to murder him, then you feel that pain. I'm like, that's like...
That sucks.
I want to know if any twins listen to us, because I know that's like a thing that twins, like, subconsciously feel. Like, if one twin breaks an arm, then the other twin, like, weirdly feels it. Have you read stuff like that?
Oh, that's so creepy.
Imagine if they actually just had dragon hearts.
I mean...
Maybe that's what it is.
I love that. That means that Draco was not the last dragon, and I love that fan theory. Put it on Reddit, guys. Yeah, it's just sad. And then they capture the dragon, and Einon's like, it's just gonna be my little dragon prisoner, because now I'm immortal, because Einon can't be murdered. The only way Einon can die is when Draco dies, and I hate it. And
which, that's not fair, so it's like...
It's not fair.
Wait, how does that math work? But... whatever.
I think it's because Draco gave, like, his to him.
Yeah. So
it's like he gets Einon's the magical, like, stronger, dragon magic. And then Draco's like Draco only has half, and Einon has 2.
So he's like 1.5, but carry the 3.
Then carry the 1, and then. I love the scene when the mom's like, "Hey, dragon, sorry, like, our plan sucked," and he's like, "I know, right? Nice to see you, lady."
Yo.
And she's like, "Well, here to kill you," and he's like, "Get at it, girl."
She goes, "You know why I'm here." And then Then Einon comes in and is like, "Mom, are you trying to murder me? Is that why you hired all those dragon slayers?" And she's like, "Oopsie."
I wrote a line. I said, "This mom hates her son," and honestly, I get it.
Awkward.
Well, he kills her, and that's bad.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, look at this fucking line I wrote where this is the upstander part where they're kind of like, okay, we won our forest battle. But then Bowen is like, I have to go save Draco. Who will come with me? And only Kara
I love it.
and Brother Gilbert are like, we're the upstanders. Here we go. And then some fucking man rallies everyone else and they meet him in the castle. And the guy goes, go save your dragon.
The love of your life.
Tears.
You know what though? I know that upstanders are great and all, but like, honestly, if I was the peasants, I'd be like, guys, this is like exhausting that we have to keep like
they were
fighting.
winning.
I guess, but then the dragon's gone, and they're like, "Oh, what are we supposed to do?" You know, like we all need a dragon.
I wish there were more dragons. They like fuck shit up. They kill the other two. Like Jason Isaacs goes out like a bitch. He gets stabbed. The other like bad guy guard goes out like a bitch. I mean, we're just like we are owning, and
they're killing it left and right,
literally. But this is, oh my God, so emotional because this is where Draco says to Bowen, he's like, you have to kill me. Bowen's like, no, I won't because I love you.
Do you think it's equivalent to like, to let me go?
Oh, I hate that, but I love it. Oh my God.
Heart.
Oh my God. I'm emotional. I'm always emotional. And then he fucking kills him. And I'm so sad. But Einon dies, so that's cool. But I'm busy being sad over there.
I liked it though because where were they gonna go? You know, like they just built up this whole thing.
Around.
I mean, I would love a 6-series show of Dennis Quaid and Sean Connery having crazy adventures, but this movie set it up that was the only answer. Although I didn't expect him to turn into sparkle dust. You know?
Well, he had to go to Dragon Heaven.
I know, but I thought he would just like, they'd be like, oh, that's sad. And then the next day he'd like see the stars, but he just poof, turned into sparkle dust.
He was
pretty cool.
He was sparkle dust. And that's where Dennis Quaid is like, what are we going to do without you? And like, where are we going to look? And Draco's like, look to the stars, bitch. Bye. And they float up there.
Remember who you are, Bowen.
Oh, it is so Lion King.
It really is.
Oh no. Maybe that's definitely part of it. Wow. I mean, I'm sorry.
It's great.
It was good
movie.
Back then. I think it's good now.
It's great now. Dennis Quaid was almost a perfect cast. I mean, I'm like...
Yeah, he was good.
Because you needed someone with Sean Connery that could, like, hang. And as much as I get it, it was like, during that time, it was just like the old, white dude, whatever. There was charisma in a way that I'm almost missing. Like, I almost liked those Mel Gibson, Val Kilmer, those kind of like, yeah, let's go murder people! It's like we don't have as much of that now because there's so much more, I don't know, like, reliance on technology than the acting, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just had a lot.
I think it's just like not a lot of stories like that.
Yeah.
Although Christopher Nolan is doing The Odyssey, which actually there's not like armies in that. It's kind of like one dude traversing around and cheating on his wife. But
well, so Katie, watch it or don't watch it?
Watch it, guys. And Bridge, would you be upset if on baby Kate's 10th birthday I sent her a copy of this movie and some light up ceiling stars?
That sounds great. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. I love it.
Just the indoctrination. Get it going,
I love it. She'll be like,
all right.
Mama, why is Aunt Katie really into dragons? It's like, it's a long story. But I'll pop this into our purchase from eBay VCR. Okay. It is my turn. It is my pick. Woo! Are you effing ready? Because we're going
ready to
keep killing people. Okay?
Okay.
And we're going to 1999. Okay.
1999.
And we're also continuing Celtic well, not really Celtic. But what did you say? Celtic from where? The
Boston Celtics?
Okay, the Celtics. Okay. Katie, I'm just not going to hold back any longer. We're doing the Boondock Saints.
Oh, very Irish. Oh,
we got Murphy McNaddis, we got Connor McNaddis, we got Paul Schmecker, we got... No, I'm staying.
I was like, wait, we do? Norman Reedus is the one guy, and then William Dafoe. We have not done a... Oh, no, we did. What? We did Spider-Man.
I was going to say, William Dafoe, we have, sir.
We did Spider-Man. I'm sorry, I forgot.
So
Take back.
like white dudes in this movie, but hey, it
is a lot of white dudes. Hey, they're in Boston.
What?
Boston Celtics.
That's
it
why.
Comes full circle.
That's why I said that, Katie.
6 degrees
That's why
of
I said
DragonHeart. Oh, I missed that joke.
Edibles,
I'm so sorry.
edibling.
I thought you were saying it was something with Irish people, but I get it. I get it.
I can't
Okay,
wait.
Bridge, I first watched this movie with you in our basement on that big screen TV.
Whoa, what a vibe.
And I remember being like, this is profound. I was probably like, I don't know.
I can't wait. I haven't
enough.
seen this in so long. I barely remember everything because I don't remember shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember the plot?
I mean, I like vaguely remember it, but by no means the details. I'm ready to see it again.
Vigilante Irishman and William Dafoe. He dresses in drag in this movie.
Let's go.
It's awesome.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do it. Happy St. Patrick's Day, guys.
We'll be late but fun. Who cares? Let's do it.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, well, Bridge.
Yeah.
Just want to say.
Yes, I do. I will share my half heart with you.
Okay, thank you. Very important. But also, if you were like, Kitty, what do you think? Should we start a rebellion and like kill the king? I'd be like, hell yeah, bitch! And I'll help you rally the troops and upstand, and let's go find a dragon because
I was just gonna say
that's gonna help us.
I think we need that dragon first.
We're gonna definitely need the dragon because hello, yeah,
Katie,
I do that for you.
Thank you so much. I was just gonna tell you that I'd give you half of my dragon heart.
Okay.
Because we can be dragon twins, and
wow.
no matter what happens to you, you can live on forever because you have a dragon heart, and then you could go make the world a better place and teach everyone to be upstanders. So instead of fighting dragons, you would just fight bystanders. I love this.
I just do like social skills lessons in the woods with a dragon. Yeah. And listeners, if you also would love to have a dragon heart, I mean, damn,
why not?
It's got some perks to it, I gotta say. And if you think that this movie is like, it's a
Oh.
It was
Oh.
yes when we're 10. It's yes now.
Oh.
And if you are reading fantasy romance, I'm sorry, there's just so many like plot points in this movie that are like fantasy romance tropes. I'm just cackling on the inside. And if you think that
Sean Connery killed it.
Yeah, James Bond, guys. All right. If you think all that, you should write us a review.
Woo!
We love reviews. We
Yes.
love written reviews. You can review us on Apple Podcasts along with some other podcasting apps. And we also have a website, sisterswhoseenit.com. On our website, you can request a movie. So there is a form you can fill out. Your request goes on a list. And we look at the list every now and then. And we will do it eventually. I'm actually surprised Boondock Saints was not ever recommended.
Listeners, if we got that wrong, email us, please.
I really don't think we've ever gotten that.
Okay.
But it's such like a cult. It's like such a cult
It's a
classic
dude movie, and everyone that listens
it's a
is
dude
dudes.
movie.
So dudes.
So, but if you have a recommendation, put it on there, and we will do it eventually.
I love it.
And Bridge, what else can they do on our
They
website?
can give us money that will go to finding dragons.
Definitely,
They can buy
definitely.
merchandise, which we will wear
Definitely.
as we go find dragons.
Definitely.
So do all that. Thank you.
All right, so check all that out, listeners, and we hope to hear from you. All right, well, we'll see y'all next week for The Boondock Saints. And then, I don't know any quotes, but there's a lot of gunshots in this movie, I'll tell you what.
Pew, pew, pow, pow, pow.
Pew, pew! Yes.
Sean
so,
Connery will
yeah.
not be there, but William Dafoe will. Let's go.
Well, oh, we'll see you there.
Love ya.
I
Bye-bye.
love you. Bye-bye.
Dennis Quaid did a great job. Okay, bye-bye. I love you.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswhoseenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.